All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Versatility Podcast. I'm your host, Juelz. Oh, man, I would have went longer, but my voice ain't ready. It's just not ready. I think
you better run.
Yeah.
And you better run.
Yeah, running. Maybe I should do my own song. Running, it's been going on. Yeah.
If you don't know, now you know. Tune in.
And if you don't know, now you know, nigga. Yeah, because we can cuss on this show.
Love it. Love to hear it.
Gotta set the tone.
Yeah. I got some things I like to say.
Oh, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
If you were watching, then you would know that already. Also,
I was watching.
Okay, just making sure. She was watching.
I was.
It's all right. The more we get, more we do this, the more popularity we're gonna get and stuff. I see. I posted a reel, right? I posted a reel and stuff. I had to post a few more reels.
It's getting crucial
because I'd be tired. But I posted a reel. I posted an extra video about the content, so then you don't have to just scroll through the long episode that it is. But it's fine. No, it's fine. It's totally fine.
Perfectly fine.
But hello everybody. Thank y'all for coming back again. I love doing this. I know I just be rambling half the time, but my rambles at least got something.
Something's flowing. Something's flowing.
Something's in it.
I'm not flowing just gonna and it's going.
Exactly. I'm not gonna say it unless I really mean it. You know what I mean? But I hope everything's well. Today is what's today's date? This is October 29th. Yeah, October 29th. It's a good day. It's a good day. Today's a new day.
And there's the sunshine.
Nothing but clouds and a dark and a heart, and it feels like a cold night.
Today's a new day.
But seriously, I hope everybody's having a great, wonderful day. And if you're not, that's okay, because we can climb back to that.
It's always room for a 360. Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's always wrong. Oh, don't say 360. Say 180.
180.
Because 360 means they're right back where they were, and we don't want them to stay in a depressive state.
Yes. Sorry.
Yes.
Autocorrect.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's fine. But now that we're already 2 minutes 50 seconds in, let me introduce my guest. Would you like to introduce yourself, ma'am?
Hi, everybody. My name is Aliyah Blackman. I am a senior marketing major at the illustrious, the national treasure, Morgan State University. You can see it right here on my shirt. Y'all know I have to rep my school everywhere I go.
Purr.
Big purr. Never a little.
Oh,
never.
Geez. Maybe this is a mistake. But nah, so this has been my good friend since freshman year of
He was my
college.
first friend freshman year.
Was I really your first friend?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you weren't. It's not reciprocated that way.
I see.
Because, I be talking to a lot of people.
The nigga was too stunned to speak. Like.
What do you mean I was too stunned to speak?
Too stunned. I was.
Oh, shoot. I think you did tell me that before. But I just. Tori?
The drum major?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like my first person I really met.
Really?
His mom forced us to be friends.
Not forced us to be friends. How did that even happen?
Because I met him at Access.
He was in
and then I was just talking. He was in the same one. And we were just talking, and then his mom was like, "Y'all should be friends." Because we was already talking, and it was like, oh. And then we performed together at the talent show and all that stuff. But that's neither here or there, though, because for those of y'all who don't even know, this doesn't make any sense. We're 4 minutes in the podcast. I've talked about literally nothing at this point. So let's get right into the news today segment. You know what I'm talking about, the news today, right? Mm-hmm. Right? How many topics
today
I usually
of the news.
do? Yeah, but how many topics do I usually do in that?
Honestly,
she doesn't know.
It's not that I don't know.
No, she doesn't know.
This is a free world. You can do however
Okay, let's just stop the bullshit. All right. No, it's fine. It's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's
Whatever.
fine. I know that you're not perfect. I'm not perfect, but
sometimes I can barely remember my name.
Just be honest. Oh, that's really a problem. So you Jane Doe?
Some days.
Oh, wow.
You know, in my mind,
Father God, we just want to pray for.
You know, some days I go out and people are like, "How old are you?" In my mind, I'm like, "No, I'll be like 19," and then somebody might be with me and they be like, "You know, you're 21, right?" I'm like, "I'm 21."
You do know you're. Never mind. Okay. Either way, all right, y'all. We're getting right to the news today segment. Y'all probably already know, but Biden has officially had his student loan bill paused. Did you know about that?
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it's stupid. Yeah, no, don't worry.
It's very crazy.
We'll give it a second. Gotta get the information out first. Mm-hmm. But so basically, a federal appeals court has temporarily postponed the student loan bill. 6 Republican-led states raised questions and challenges to the plan, specifically about like how they just gonna get rid of the money and just things about moving forward. Because think about it like this: the U.S. is already, I think, like $3 trillion in debt, if I'm not mistaken. So it's kind of like, bro, how you gonna like cancel all this debt? Like, where's like how they're gonna get the money back? Because they're loans, which is understandable, but at the same time, y'all finesse the shit out of us overall. So, but again, we're gonna get into that. The bill was postponed so they can potentially block it, but Biden says he expects it to go back through in about 2 weeks. Again, for those of you who don't know, that's also one of my favorite sayings that I say on here. His plan was supposed to relieve up to $10,000 in debt for people who make under $125,000 and up to $20,000 for Pell Grant users. Over 22 million people applied in the first week, just in the first week of it being out. And it really doesn't take long to complete. Did you complete it yet?
I never had to do a loan.
Oh, see?
But
glory to God. Glory to God. But it really takes less than like 2 minutes. To be honest, less than 2 minutes if you already know your social security number and your other basic information. First of all, if you're like 18 or 19 and you don't know your social security number by heart,
seek help.
You really need to learn that right away. Like, I had to like put it in my phone a certain type of way, hide it and stuff, so people don't see it and stuff. But like now, like I don't need it. Like I think I deleted it. So like, because it's like that's very important information and you need to memorize it. And it's only that's 9 digits, right? I think it's 9-digit number. Yeah, it's a 9-digit number. So it's only 9 digits. It's really not that hard. You just come on now, get it done. All right. But how do we feel about the plan being postponed right now, and potentially blocked moving forward, especially after they promised it to over 125 a lot of people.
One of Biden's main promises when he was running for president was to cancel student loans or at least help with it. You feel me? So let's pause on the fact that it got paused. Let's talk about how long it took to get there, because that was a long time alone. I had people that were waiting like, where are Biden's promises? What happened? Where did it go? And then when it finally comes, it lasts like 2 weeks, 3 weeks before it gets paused again.
It's a tough topic.
Yeah.
That's why it's like why there's been literally, I know there's been like one, but like no like black bills that have been passed. But that Asian hate bill, right away. Anything dealing with Jews, I mean, we're gonna get into the anti-Semitism and all that type of stuff later. But that's gonna get passed right away. Like it usually depends on who's running stuff, and 9 times out of 10, it ain't black people. And if it is black people, they don't care enough to really get it passed. But that's a conversation for later. But continue.
Yeah, I just feel like I just want to go off of something you just said. All skin folk and kinfolk. Some people really do not care enough about their community. But back to the topic at hand, I feel like it's very unfair for everyone, because even though I never had to personally take out a loan, just think about it. You have all these loans. Your loans carry over till you're dead, and then it goes to your kids. Mm-hmm. Like, who is that fair to? And you have this opportunity to cancel it or to get rid of it, and then they just suddenly just take it away or pause it or possibly permanently block it. That is not fair to anybody, especially the minorities, because we're the ones that have the highest bills. We're the ones that have the highest loans because we want to pursue a greater and higher education. And I feel like we're robbed of that because of money issues. So
I agree. I totally agree. It's a little frustrating. Because even me myself, I'm like tens of $1,000s in debt if I'm not mistaken. I mean, I'm an out-of-state student. Like it's not easy. I definitely could have gotten some different scholarships and stuff like that, but real shit, I'm a little lazy. I'm not gonna lie. And I didn't get some different things. I didn't listen. But on top of that, like, school costs a lot of money.
It does.
A lot of people don't even know the resources to get scholarships and things of that nature. And it's like, if you're promising us something, again, that disproportionately affects black people, if I'm not mistaken, as well. I mean, there's definitely a lot of white people who don't get it also, but like the ratio of black versus white people, because already a lot of black people already don't go to college. Like, there's very successful people who end up in debt a while because, again, it's just a lot of money. Of course, once they get grown and stuff, they can still pay it off. I remember Shaq literally just finished paying off his like college stuff because of all he had left was like a book. Like, it was like a book that he'd never returned. Yeah, he never returned it, so he had to pay the late fee for it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just stupid stuff like that. Like, you literally, if you have any type of charge left, you can't even get your diploma. Like, you can cross the stage and you'll get like the fake one or whatever, but like later your real diploma gets mailed in the
mail.
Yeah, mailed. Thank you. English. But the real diploma gets mailed in the mail. But if you have any fees or anything that nature that you haven't paid yet,
there's gonna be a hold up. Yes,
there's gonna be a hold up on your bill. Point blank. Period. That's just what it is. I just feel like with the student loan debt bill and everything, for one, I'm very grateful that it does not take long to fill out. I'm so glad that they did that, because there's a lot of people who just wouldn't have done it if it took like 30 minutes to do.
Not even 30 minutes, because some stuff take an hour. Your first time filling out FAFSA, you know how long that takes?
That takes, because you got to get your parents.
Yeah.
Because 9 times out of 10, you are still a dependent. I'm still a dependent on my bill. So like, I have to call my parents every time, or I have to send it to them. Because I know my information for the most part. Even some information I still don't have, like, off rip. I mean, I'm in college and stuff. So, like, in college, 600 plus miles away. Close to 700 miles away. Like, it's like, I don't want to just have all those documents with me all the time. But, like, so sometimes I'm, like, when I go to college, I'm like, I'm not thinking about my FAFSA stuff. Like, you know, I'm just trying to get in my door. Like, you know, like, I'm not thinking about all that. So I'm like, oh, shoot. I need to make sure I call my parents, make sure I can fill out that whole thing and everything. But the fact that this student debt loan bill is only 5 minutes, and I still know a lot of people who still have not done it. Like, I remember one time we were doing a roundtable for WAA, and I literally was talking to two of the people, and they was just like, well, yeah, I'll get around to it. I was like, you could literally do it right after this. I was like, you literally could do it right after this. And one of them didn't understand it a whole bunch yet, too, but they're like, talk to their parents, which I can understand that. But at the same time, like, I mean, you might as well it's not going to hurt you if you don't fill it out. You either get it or you don't. It's like,
but you can at least still say, I tried.
Yeah, it's like if you, like a raffle, right? You don't know if you're going to get it, right? But one of the safe raffles, not one of the random raffles you get online. You know? Like, think of like a government issued raffle, no strings attached, yada, yada, yada. But they're like, okay, you could potentially get some money back. Like, it's that type of raffle.
That's love right there.
Yeah, exactly. So you should do it.
Which is why it's so fucked up that, like, they put a pause on it. Not everybody had the opportunity. There are single parents out there who still have debt that they have to pay, as well as...
You're like 50 years old on the payment plan, bro.
Okay. So, I don't know. In my personal opinion, they should just unpause it and continue doing what we're doing. If they're going to pause it or do anything, make it a quicker system. Yes, you could do it under 2 minutes. Make it 1. Like, some type of improvements or something.
So do you think, well, one, in terms of what the Republicans or Republican-led states are saying, and really just Republicans in general, because they really are having questions about how are we just going to cancel this debt? Because especially for the Pell Grant users, because from my understanding, Pell Grant users, they do not, what's the word? That money is legitimately it's like private, I think. And like, they specifically have been promised that money. Like, the people who, from the banks, like, they've legitimately been promised that money. And that was the problem. They're like, okay, you can't add Pell Grant users, but it was mainly for those users, if I'm not mistaken. Like, that's what the bill was originally created, if I'm not mistaken. It was either Pell Grant or another one. Either way, Please fact check me.
I was gonna say, yeah.
But basically, like, it was one of those that they was like, okay, you can't take this away from these banks. They really need this money, but at the same time, they don't have said money. And then like your net worth, not your net worth, but your salary goes down significantly because you have to be on this payment plan for your bills and stuff. And then not to mention, you probably got a car note or something of that nature as well. Plus your bill for your house as well. Plus regular living expenses. Plus everything else. And then 9 out of 10 people don't even have like a 6-figure or like a high 5-figure job coming out of college. So it's like all these expenses. People don't even have a job coming out of college. People don't even have a job. And let alone, that's another thing. Not even a lot of people have a job in their majors coming out of college. And they end up with something totally different. Like I know in my major, like I honestly, because I'm just so diverse with multimedia journalism, I know so many different things. I could literally get an internship in just about anything. It really does not matter. And although our school focuses on like print journalism and typing stuff up, y'all see me, I'm doing a podcast right now. I also do radio stuff as well. I know how to do broadcasts. I know how to do that to stuff. But when you're a journalist,
it's all about versatility because you talk
podcast.
Nothing.
Versatility Podcast.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something. Nothing tops experience.
Amen.
It doesn't matter how many degrees you have. It doesn't matter how many people you know. If you don't have the experience, you're not getting in. But if you have that experience, you go on places. Like, for instance, I did a podcast. I was a podcast host for about 2-3 months. If I didn't have that opportunity, I wouldn't be able to say, I do marketing, but I'm also great at communication as well. And I have different, versatile, what's the word I'm looking for?
Skill set.
There we go.
Versatile skill set.
Very versatile skill sets to offer the company and to how to make them better. Like, what you have can always make something else better because everywhere lacks something. It's facts.
That's literally what it is. I gotta write something down. Yeah, no, I just totally agree, and so I was saying again, like I have like being a multimedia journalist, like I have to be an expert in whatever topic I'm talking about every single time.
Yes.
So like I know about a whole bunch of different things. Like if I have to report on it, I have to literally be an expert in it and be able to not even say it, and I can't say it in that like crazy like elaborate way. I have to dumb it down, for lack of better words, to my audience. So if I can do that, then clearly I'm just about an expert in anything that I really can be.
Right.
And that prepares me for a lot of different things. I know how to research now. Overall, I know how to communicate. I know how to write. I know I do social media a little bit, even though that's not my favorite thing in the world. And like I know how to do a whole bunch of different things.
And not only that, but with everything in today's age, TikTok is like the most used app in the world.
It is.
They have like a 10-minute max of how you can record a video, a 3-minute one of those.
It's the 10 minutes now. It's like I've seen a video. I was like 10:36.
Are you serious?
I'm so dead ass.
What is
now
this,
you
YouTube?
can scroll through it. Now you can scroll through it.
You're right. So I would say,
but they're smart for doing that though, because now people can get even more info out. Yeah, and it's like that was. I see what you
Smarticles. Smarticles.
I see what you doing. Smarticles is crazy.
TikTok is the new YouTube. So even if you don't feel like going on YouTube and looking at like an hour tutorial, you can go on TikTok and look at it for like 10 minutes. Like
usually less than that. They usually fit all their stuff underneath like 2 minutes, bro. I swear.
No, for real. Like, funny. When the pandemic started, I didn't know how to cook. I got on TikTok one day and I was like, let me try this. Let me know something.
Try this little cooking thing out real quick.
Bussin'. It was bussin'. And now, like, I cook. I don't cook as much anymore because I don't have any more free time. But I would cook, like, all the time.
Amen to the free time thing. We're going to get into that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, free time.
Free fry?
Free time?
Free fry?
Free free time. Free time.
I mean, if you want to be a rapper, then just say that.
Technically, I am.
Are you?
So I mean, I say I'm an
Juelz.
artist. I literally said in my thing, I was like, I'm a rap. I'm not a rapper. I'm an artist. Thank you for your time.
Mm-hmm.
You see, I got a little bit of rhyming in me, but I can rap. I mean, I was preferring to call myself a singer more than anything. But
Rap something right now.
But because I'm not a freestyler like that. I need to get better at it still. But yeah, that's really it for the student loan debt thing. And also, and again, pertaining to the major thing again. Regardless, you have to find what works for you, even if it's not in your major. As long as you get a job and it's something that you enjoy or something that is a stepping stone to get to something you enjoy, then do it. That's
anything
that's
is possible. All you have to do is put
anything
your mind to anything is possible. You just have to put your mind to it, and motivation. Honestly, sometimes motivation just disappears. So you really have to go off of what you feel and what you know in your heart you gotta do. Nobody ever made it to the top easily. There have been trials, tribulations, tears, deaths. I'm not saying they killed anybody, but you know, like how people in your family may die, and that really affects you, and that could put like a stunt on your growth. That's what plays a part. Even your mental health and everything. Like, you have to know in your heart and in your mind that this is what I'm meant to do. So, yeah. And
I'm meant to communicate. That's all I know. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. All right, y'all. So, getting into the next topic, right at 21:20. Yeah, I got timestamps, y'all. We working.
What y'all know about that?
What y'all know about that? What you know about me? What you know about me? But sadly and unfortunately, we gotta talk a little bit more Kanye. It's just gotta happen. I'm so sorry, but like, there's a lot of conversation, a lot of different things we can do with this, so it's just gotta happen. And this is news. It's news. It's top news, y'all. Bear with me, but I got another angle to talk about this for, because I feel like this Kanye thing is really bigger than it's really deeper than just the hate speech and the other things, because although he has said some crazy things, he also makes sense on some other things as well.
He does.
And also, there's something that y'all need to know, and this is really bad with social media. Just because somebody's crazy, just because somebody, and this, I'm not talking on Kanye crazy, but I mean, actually, I did put that in my title. But we're not gonna worry about that right now.
Listen,
but wait. Yeah, but it's just because somebody may seem off or crazy in the moment, which I've said that, so I'm gonna own up to it. Or just, have a view that is insane. Like, the most insane people can still make sense on other things. And that's something that we need to understand. That doesn't make it right overall what they do, but you should be able to always admit when somebody is saying something right, because that's just common courtesy in my opinion. What were you gonna say real quick?
Before we get into it, I just want to let it be known. Kanye, I wouldn't describe him as crazy. He is a man that is going through mental health issues after losing everything. So, of course, if you lost everything that you had all your life, your entire career, you try to do anything to get it back. And yes, some of those ways that he took, majority of those ways were unethical. But even his ex-wife admitted, he's not, all the screws aren't there. He's not mentally stable. So, I just want to let that be known.
Yeah, and when he tries to explain something, he may be right in it, but he just does not explain it in the right way at all. Yeah, he really doesn't. Jeez. And we talked about that last episode.
Lord.
Yeah. So basically, for those of you who don't know, Kanye's net worth is down to $400 million, and he's no longer a billionaire. I know, $400 million is still a lot of money, but of course, this is just from like a brand and asset standpoint, because if he still has his investments and all that type of stuff, he could still be a billionaire for real. All your money just doesn't go down like that, granted, but once I go down this list, you're going to be like, because net worth, just for those who don't know again, net worth is the value of all financial and non-financial assets owned by an individual or institution minus the value of all its outstanding assets. So just to give you context on that. So Kanye has been cut/dropped by Adidas, Balenciaga, Vogue Talent Agency, which is Vogue, and then the talent agency CAA, his own lawyer, which is crazy. When your lawyer drops you, that's how you know. He lost 2 Donda sports athletes, Jaylen Brown and Aaron Donald. His streams, sales, and airplay has plummeted. We're at 10. Restricted from IG and Twitter, that's 12. Stadium shows canceled, that's 3+ because that could be a lot more. He's a very busy and popular man. And his documentary has been shelved. And this is all mainly for his anti-Semitic comments. Now, there are a lot of Jewish people that run the world overall, and we know that overall, so I know that could potentially play a part. But I did see something else that was like, is it really about the comments or just because their sales started plummeting and then they cut them? You know what I mean? Like, is it one of those two? You know, and it's an interesting question, but it's like, I don't know.
I have something to say.
What's up?
Respectfully, I want the world to hold white men who do these same comments to the same standard that they are holding Kanye West. Like, take for instance, when all these... Actually, let's talk about it. Kanye said slavery was a choice.
Yeah, that was insane.
And everybody knew it. It was a big thing on social media then. But was it valid because he was attacking his own people? Because nobody else dropped him. And he been had these partnerships. He been had these brand deals. Nobody dropped him because he said that. Like, oh, it's not causing a ruckus in that much of a ruckus. They're just fighting it over social media. It's only affecting black people and what he said, even though it wasn't right. It wasn't valid. So because he only said that about black people, he still had these brand deals. They still had these ambassadors, still had people to represent him, still had his lawyers, still had everybody. Mm-hmm. Something new comes up about a different race or, another ethnicity, and all these broad actions have to be taken. And that boggles my mind.
There's a lot of Jewish people in the world. I mean, in the U.S. overall. Like, They are. But at the end of the day... More than black people.
Black people created the United States. We carry this country on our back. Everything used today is made because of us. Put some respect on us at the end of the day, period.
Since when does that happen? Like, what do you mean? Like, it's like, this is
it's not ha-ha funny. It's ha-ha sad and true. Like,
and funny. Sadness is humor. Like sadness is humor. Pity is humor. Anger is humor. Like, everything is humor. And I feel like specifically with black people, we just gotta laugh. Like, Like, me personally, laughing is my coping mechanism.
Yeah, I laugh because
it's blasphemous, and blasphemous makes me laugh.
But some stuff is just unacceptable. Unacceptable. But that's the reality. We are undervalued, underprivileged, and treated like trash and dirt. But, and I'm going to say this, let a white man say the same comments that Kanye said. Those partnerships would have dropped him publicly, but privately, they would have still accepted him back. They're not going to do that for Kanye. Like,
he really got dropped. Like, he got
like a bad habit. Like, dropped it like it's hot. Like, he's done. Like it's
hot is crazy.
But you know how many cases where a white person may say comments like this, and social media will go in an uproar, like really go in, and their partnerships and stuff will drop them, and then come back like 2-3 months later the same partnerships that dropped them accepted them back after they issued a formal apology, even though it should have never been said in the first place, especially if you're a genuine person with a genuine heart and you understand the trials and tribulations and struggles of the world. Let's be real. So if you're going to hold Kanye to that standard and he has to lose everything, hold other ethnicities, hold other races, hold other people to that same standard. And don't go behind them, go undercover and accept them back. Like, be real. Be fucking for real.
You have a point. No, you got a point. You got a point. I hear what you're saying.
But at the same time, I'm not validating what Kanye did. That nigga was wrong. Wrong is wrong and right is right. He should have never said what he said.
Or at least say it in a way that makes fucking sense. Because you can't. I talked about the last episode, but I was like, you can't say you're about to go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. Then say on top of that, black people are actually Jews, which to an extent technically we are, but that's a whole nother thing.
That's a whole nother
because that's because technically all people were originally black. And then because they went to different climates and everything, their skin color changed. It's migration. Literally, it happens now. If I'm black and I go to Brazil and everything, if I stay there for a prolonged period of time and I continue to be in the sun, like one of my friends now, your skin is going to get darker. Simple as that. If you go all the way over to Russia, European or Europe or Russia or whatever, you don't cover yourself properly and things of that nature, your skin could get paler. And if you keep surviving, it'll get paler and paler over time. It's not even gonna be right away. It's gonna be your generations of other people are going to start getting
lighter.
Getting lighter. It's literally our bodies adjust to our environments. Yeah. And so why Africans aren't just super black just because it's super black. It's because it's hot out there. Like it's simple as that.
Their skin had to adapt to the temperatures out there.
Exactly.
Your skin adapts to temperatures.
And honestly, color of skin is so fucking stupid. Golly, it's so fucking stupid, bro. Stupid? Colors of skin, like just the color of skin being like a determining factor in who we are. Oh, that's so stupid to me. And I'm proud to be black overall because of just the culture that comes with it overall and everything. Although we were, slaves and all that type of stuff. But it's so stupid. It's a social construct of like, we shouldn't even be called black. I'm not black. I'm actually brown, bro. Like, there's rarely a lot of people who are legitimately black, but they dimmed us down to a fucking color. So like, let's like come on, y'all. Like, it's stupid. It's honestly stupid. And white people, I will admit, they're definitely white though. I think that color, that color, like white. They're color white unless they go a little bit towards like the caramel-ish or like a cream like type that dark color. Tan. Yeah, like or like a what is it? It's like a not beige, but like it is tan, but like it's there's another word like, for it.
I don't even know. I just call it tan.
Because black people could go all the way from like light skin, which really light skin is actually kind of stupid as well, because light skin technically would be white as well. But we've changed that term to be like, you're like in between quote unquote black and white. You're right in between. Oh, you're light skinned.
Yeah, actually, funny.
It's really like caramel, or maybe a little less than caramel. It's still bad.
Funny story. So when I was a kid, I didn't know the differences between like light skin, brown skin, and dark skin. Yeah,
you shouldn't have to even know the difference.
One time, well, my mom, you guys don't know, my mom is super light skinned. So one time I was a kid and she came to school and I was like, my mom is white, so
I did the same thing. I did the same thing with my mom. My mom can literally, Mom, I did that. I asked, and I think my dad started rolling because I came to like the room and I was like, Mom, are you white? And I think my dad just started rolling because I didn't know, like, because when you first learn about it, it's like, that doesn't make sense.
You
like,
that really look like the people in the books. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Exactly. Did you get that same picture book that was like, it was like black versus white, and everybody was just black. Like everybody was just like literally like a black stick figure, or they were a white stick figure, and that's how they explained racism to us. And then that's how I knew what racism, that was my first introduction, because they talked about it in a way of like, there was a white person that liked the black person, and then that black person liked the white person back, but they couldn't be together because of slavery and stuff. But eventually they got to have together, and they had the light-skinned baby. I remember that story because I learned it in first grade. I remember it.
I've never heard that story.
Yes, it's a story. I don't remember what the book was called. I actually, if I find my teacher, she can probably tell me what book that was.
Your teacher is crazy.
What?
After all these years?
After
all these years?
I know her still. She still goes to our church. My school is a church, and that's my home church.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
My dad actually was one of the pastors at the church, basically second or third pastor. But he was also a teacher and administrator at the school too. It's because of the church school. You made it make sense. Yeah, thank you. I got a little bit here. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. So then my mom came to the school, and the teacher was like, "How can I help you?" She was like, "I'm here for my daughter Aliyah." She said, oh, mind you, my teacher was white. She said, Aliyah said her mother was white. And my mom gave me like a stern talking to when we got in the car. She was like, "Stop telling people I'm white." And I'm like, "What are you?"
Exactly. You have to explain it now.
What are you?
Because of where the state of our world is, you have to explain that to your kids at an earlier age, so then they can know. And then also, don't teach your kids that white people are the devil. Let's not do that. But you need to give them at least a little bit of, there are bad and there are good, and you have to just be careful and be mindful around them, because you just do not know. But it's the same way that white people probably teach their kids about black people, because they probably say we're rowdy and stuff like that. But you also, again, you have to say there is a difference. There are good black people and there are bad black people. It's the same thing with there are good and there are bad people. So just be careful around everyone. It's not about your skin color. It's just overall. All right? It's simple as that.
I disagree, but I agree. Yes, in the world there are good and bad people, but people need to be aware, especially young black children, of people that will treat them worse or differently because of the color of their skin.
Yeah, tell them about that. But it's kind of like what age?
What do you mean what age?
What age do you have that conversation? I feel like you have to have it even sooner nowadays, depending on how you've raised your kid or like where you're raising your kid.
Personally, for me, my mom never had that talk with me.
Usually it's a dad to son talk. That's what it usually is.
Really?
It is a dad to son talk.
But
because it matters more for black men.
It does.
But it matters for y'all too, though.
But at the same time, what's that movie that came out? The Hate You Give. The Hate You Give.
I still have to watch it all the way.
Every time I watch it, I cry. That taught me what to do. That taught me my rights. And it's crazy to say that, but it did, because I needed to know who I was as a person, not only as a person, but as a black person in this world. I need to know how to protect myself. So, say prior to that movie and I got pulled over, I wouldn't know. I would be reaching for shit. Oh, you said you want my ID? Like, let me go get it for you. Next thing you know, I'm going to end up a hashtag, because I didn't know how to take care of myself.
True.
Like, I didn't know putting the hands on the dashboard. So what I do personally when I get pulled over, I cut on all the lights in the car. And I put my hands out the window. So, like, you can see there's no way I can do anything to hurt you. And I wait till they come to the car. And then I put my hands on the wheels. And all the lights are on so you can see what's in my car. So, I have nothing to hurt you. Because at the end of the day, me grabbing a hairbrush could be me being dead because you think it's a gun. But back to Kanye.
Back to Kanye.
No, because it's been on my mind. Kanye has always said wild statements.
Always.
That is nothing new. But I understand why everyone took the action that they did to drop Kanye. I get it. But my question is, how many people are contributing to helping Kanye get the help that he needs? Because that's real. His ex-wife even admitted that man is not mentally stable.
Kim.
Yeah, Kim Kardashian.
Kim.
Personally, she's petty to me too, but I'll shut up about that.
Isn't that Kimberly?
Kimberly. Yeah.
Is it Kimberly Kardashian?
Yeah. Kimberly.
Okay, continue.
But who is helping him get the help that he needs? This man has been proclaimed as mentally unstable.
I feel like they are helping him. I feel like they are. I don't think he wants it. Like, I honestly, I think that's what it is at this point. Because if it's happening at this, if it's continuing to happen, it's been years, and they literally made a whole. Everybody knows he's mentally unstable. They know it. It even showed it in Genius, which was fire documentary. Although that man is unstable overall, he's still smart as hell. He is still literally, like, in my eyes, a genius from an artistic standpoint. Because I feel like genius, it depends. It can change based off of the category. Like, I could be a genius and doing podcasting or whatever, but I may not. But I could be dumb as shit or dumb as rocks when it comes to science or something of that nature. Right. Like, right, I am not a genius in podcasting. I'm really not. I'm still working my way. But
he is an artistic genius. I will give him that credit.
Yes, he's definitely an artistic genius.
That's not enough.
Well, yeah, nobody said it was.
That's not enough. This is not the first time Kanye has acted out. Kanye has acted out for years. And then and I don't like talking or speaking about the dead, but it only got worse after his mother passed away.
Well, yeah, it definitely did. That was his rock. And I talked about that last time as well. But, like, it's just, he needs somebody that's going to set him straight. And I don't think there's anybody else in his life that he really trusts for that. I mean, look how he kind of dropped Cootie with the camera, you know. You saw the documentary Genius, right? Did you?
Not really.
So Cootie with the camera is the dude who documented all that footage about Kanye. All of it was mainly him because Kanye had paid him to film all that stuff, and then once he got famous, he just stopped contacting him and stuff like that. Then he came back with him, and then they finished the rest of it. And then Cootie was like, "All right, I'm gonna just sell this to Netflix and stuff." That's why Cootie is the dude who directed and filmed, like, the whole thing for real, and talked about it all the way. If it wasn't for Cootie, there'd be no documentary. But if there wasn't for Kanye in first place, asking him to follow
it's a chain effect.
Yeah, you know, but if it really wasn't for Cootie, it wouldn't have happened. Because Cootie just believed, he was like, Kanye, he's meant for something special, and he was.
You know what? I lied. I did see that.
Oh, see, look. Oh, yeah. It's trigger words. You need to trigger words.
Because I remember hearing that, and I remember seeing that, and I'm like, that's a lot of faith for someone to put into somebody else.
Upended his whole life. Now he get paid for that, because that means he's getting residuals too. So you get that first money that you get, and then you get residuals after that. Oh, he make it bank. Money. He make it's all about that money. It's all about that money. But yeah, and then, like, that ties into another thing that I saw also, because you know Kyrie Irving, right?
Basketball?
So yes.
Okay.
So not basketball. Basically, Kyrie Irving also just recently tweeted promoting a documentary called Hebrews to Jews, Wake Up Black America. And he tweeted about that, right? And it's about the true history of Jews, Christians, Muslims, and their ethnicity, which is what we just talking about. But I don't know how it's explained and everything, because I haven't looked at it. But from what I read, you know, reading the reviews and a little bit about the description, I'm like, okay, I see what's happening here. Maybe I'll take a look for research purposes.
Absolutely, research purposes.
But, you know, I don't, like, again, my thing is, you can be frustrated at the fact that our history is covered up, and you see how they're trying to get us to stop talking about
slavery.
Slavery, not even slavery, because they talk about that still, but they get us to talk about critical race theory, and it's not even taught at many places, really, if we're being honest, which is stupid as shit. But that really pisses me off, because it's like, why are you blocking something that's not even taught? That doesn't make any sense. Okay,
because
but
do you think knowledge is power? Okay,
I know, but still, like,
there has to be a reason that they're blocking it, because they know that something in there is gonna unlock something that America is not ready for.
America don't need to be ready for it. You don't have to be ready for your blessings. You just gotta accept your blessings and deal with whatever it is afterwards. You're not ready when heartbreak happens. You're not ready, but heartbreak either takes you down or it brings you back up. And it actually, no, heartbreak usually tears you down to build you back up. That's literally what happens with heartbreak every single time. So you have to. America's gotta have a wake up call eventually. Like, I mean, and that's not to call back to the Hebrews to Jews things at all, because it does say
I find that very
America.
interesting.
But yeah.
So I feel like he could have chose a different title, maybe. But I understand.
It's not Kanye. I mean, it's not Kyrie's thing. It's just he's just promoting it.
Oh, got you.
Okay.
Okay. That changes what I was about to say.
He didn't even put like a caption on it. He just. You know, like you just share a link.
Yeah, it was that type of thing.
It didn't say anything else. Kyrie's already pretty cryptic as it is.
Okay.
So yeah.
I was confused.
You know,
Thanks for the clarification.
His third eye opening type dude. You know, he's one of those guys. Like his symbol is literally the 3 with the eye. Mm-hmm. Which is it's you opening your awakening.
Yeah, opening your chakra.
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 What were you saying? Oh Jesus! What are you saying?
No, you fucking up.
That's you.
About Kanye.
Can't have silence on the
about
podcast.
Kanye. About Kanye.
I'll take it. But basically, again, this documentary is about just covering up, talking about the covered up history of African and Black people. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna get too into it because I'm not super. I'm talking about super knowledgeable about it in terms of. I don't know all the ins and outs, but overall, again, Black people are the original race of all people. Overall,
yeah, Jesus was Black. Don't let nobody tell you differently.
Black. Really, it doesn't matter that he was Black too. That's another thing on top of that. That's another realization that I came to when I was in Peru. Peru, Ecuador, and the Galapagos Islands. I think it was when I was not in Cusco, but it was somewhere in Ecuador. I was just like, although race does matter to an extent and the truth, at the same time, God is still God. Regardless.
God is God.
And God is still God. And as long as you're teaching the right thing with that, then there really isn't a problem. But in terms of uncovering the history and everything and being honest about who we are, that's what's really got to change for me. But overall, it really doesn't matter. But at the same time, it does, because it's like that's not Christ-like to cover that stuff up. You know, like it really isn't. Yeah, it just really isn't. So then my question really is then before we go to the next one as well is, as a people, how do we push the right agenda without attacking another people? And is that even possible, especially in this social media day and age?
I feel like it is. Let me tell you why. It all is about organization, planning, and most importantly, having a mission statement. Your mission statement defines the whole movement. So just like there are movements like Black Lives Matter, with the proper mission statement, we have our message across.
Black Lives Matter is so...
Don't. What are you gonna say?
So it's no, I love the overall movement, but the organization is just it's it needs tweaking. It's shady, like it really is, unfortunately. And I wish it wasn't that way. But from what they stole, like it's literally stuff come out. They've stolen money from stuff, and they literally have done stupid shit.
So when I speak of Black Lives Matter, I don't speak of the organization per se. I speak of the movement. So people banning
the movement is
I support the movement, not the organization.
Hell yeah, I support the movement. Power to the people. Out here, like, what's talking about? But the organization
I do not support, but the movement I do. Like, I'll give kudos when kudos is due. The organization helps with organization, planning, and of course making the mission statement proper and known. That is all they get kudos for. It's the people outside in the neighborhoods, in the community, doing things to make sure that young Black kids know, older Black kids know, middle-aged Black people know your life matters and you have to fight for it. And we have to fight for what's right regardless.
See, that's the problem though. Like
we have to fight.
No, the problem is we do all this like out in the streets work and stuff, we get no fucking laws, no nothing to really change the laws and the like the rules regarding black people. Like, because that is great. Street work is great. All that stuff is great. But like, if we can't get no rules, like the Asian hate shit, or how Jews get defended so quickly and so easily, then how are we supposed to continue to move on? The last significant bill that I can think of that really changed shit was probably the voting law of 1960 or whatever.
I agree.
Or like, you know, like that, like those are law like changing ones, and then they still find a way to stop us from voting overall. It's like, we need more systemic change. I love the groundwork. I love all that stuff. You need that continuously. But bro, we got too many rich ass black people to not be able to find ways to have this systemic change.
It's not about the money. It's about the drive. And when I say this, I mean we still need like people on ground, like people in the communities doing what they do. But we also need more individuals with that mindset to go into offices like in the secretary office, to take on places like the White House, and to be in the right spaces. Yeah, be in the right spaces, the right environments like that. Because yes, our work down here matters, but we also need people up there that's going to push it more, that's going to fight with us. We have people fighting. We are fighting outside the office. We need people that's going to fight for us inside the office as well, which is why I love black lawyers. I love black people that go into politics. I love people that will speak out and stand for what's right. And yes, not everybody can be on the same accord, and not everybody can be on the same page. But if we all have the same mission statement, if we all have the same idea, and that's to get to the top and make sure that we are fought for, and that we are protected, and that we are safe, that we are no longer underprivileged, that we are no longer undervalued, that we are no longer exploited, that we can fight. And then if one of us are killed out in the street, that we have the proper laws to say that that was wrong and that you should go to jail, not county jail for 3 months, but actual prison. You're going to prison. We need that. We need more people in those offices that will officiate that change, or that will push that change. We need the fight outside the office and inside the office as well.
I agree. Nice little rant or whatever.
You know, thank you.
She said, let me sit up for this.
I need to sit up for this one.
But I totally agree. I just want to make sure that we just get the right things done. That we get real things done. And the street stuff is real things, but at the same time, we need systemic change. Also, side note, Daryl, right? Daryl said to me, because somebody had said they thought I was like a nursing major or something, right? And I was like, I guess I can see, but I'm like, no. But then Daryl was like, what major did you think that I have, or like, you know, that I would have, because he knows my major. And he was like, you could be a lawyer. I was like, huh?
I can see that.
But then I thinking about it. I'm like, okay, I could see that, because I could be stern and all that type of stuff. But then I was like, my main thing is being free though. And that's one thing that everybody knows about me for the most part. Unless you see me in an organization, because like I like to get things done. But like overall, like I am a very free individual. Like, right. So like doing lawyer stuff, especially if I'm forced to defend somebody that I don't care about, or forced to prosecute somebody that I actually agree with more. No, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I'd be like, I'm not taking this case, bro. They literally be like, no, but you have to, or you fired. You
don't always have to be a lawyer. You know, you can also be a judge.
I'm not doing that either. I'm not doing none of that shit.
I'm in a business law class right now, and I've never known more about the law than I do right now. I know how to. So my professor, I believe she was an attorney at one point in time. So she's teaching us. I know how to fight a case. I know how to provide evidence. I know the facts. I know how to separate the facts from the truth and the truth from the lie. And I also am learning how to detect a bullshit monitor when it comes to shit like the law. Like I can do that with like a homie or whatever, but with the law, is a very delicate matter. And because the law is so versatile, you know, like something may apply for this, but it may not apply for this other instance, you know? So we're learning that. And She brought this guy in one day, one of her old coworkers or classmates, whatever. And he was talking to us, and he was like, I didn't want to. He went to school for biology, took the LSAT because his parents told him that he needed something to do. Turned out he was a great lawyer, but then he was like, I don't want to do this anymore, and went to be a judge. So sometimes you don't have to just go about that route of being a lawyer. You could go about that route of being a judge too.
Interesting. Interessante.
Interessante.
That means interesting. But yeah, so that's really it for that specific Kanye topic or whatever. But then I actually have a pivot that kind of deals with them too. But we'll get into that.
Okay.
So I wanted to pivot to something more about culture.
Oh.
And culture is very interesting, especially when it comes to Black culture, because it's very
delicate,
hypocritical,
and
interesting word to use, and controversial to an extent.
Controversial is the perfect word.
But definitely hypocritical as well. So although Kanye has said some crazy and out of pocket stuff, we just went over that, he still can have some good points on others, and I mentioned that earlier in the podcast. In a recent interview, Kanye was asked if he turned his back on the culture, and this is what he had to say. And before I play this, I do want to say again, I do not condone hate speech in any way, shape, or form from Kanye, and this video is mainly used to provide context to the conversation. So I'm gonna play this real quick. It's a little TikTok video. I'll put it in the mic.
People that say you turned your back on the culture or 100%. I have turned my back on the idea of victimization mentality. We always pointing at the white people, but yet we want to spend all of our money on foreigns. We want to spend all our money on luxury as opposed to going and buying some land. America is for sale, but the culture has you focused so much on fucking somebody, bitch, and pulling up in a foreign and rapping about things that could get you locked up. Like, it's, bro, we brainwashed out here, bro. People that say,
and again, I don't think he should have turned his back on the culture, but I can understand his sentiment. I totally get that. And that's the hypocritical part that I'm talking about of, I love music. Everybody knows I love music. I make music and all that stuff. But also people who know me is that I don't like a lot of rap music overall because of just the things you're talking about, especially because I don't specifically relate to it because one, I'm a virgin and virgin by choice. Because I could have done it. Trust me, I could have. On top of that, I don't shoot or kill people. I don't like super flashy clothes like that because it's just not me for real. I just get what I need, and I like wearing stuff that I need. And on top of that, I don't believe in have like violence like that. Also, I'm not a dancer, so like it's like I don't do that, all that type of stuff. Like it get me lit every now and then and stuff like that, and that's cool. That's fine. But especially when, again, what Kanye said about the violence aspect or spending all your money on clothes or all that type of stuff. That's our culture. That really is Black culture from a monetary or a what's the name standpoint. That's what it's perceived as, and that's what it can be a lot of the times. And then a lot of us do. I mean, I got you. And that right there in and of itself is it's a problem that we have to address a lot because we are misdirected a lot of the times. And I've seen a lot of people's mentalities are just not in the right space right now. And I'm not gonna lie, myself, I am not always in the right space at times. Although I just said I don't do all those things like that, there are things I'm still not perfect at. And I am not coming at people as if I am not a part of the problem as well for certain different things. But again, this is something that we need to be better at. You look at a lot of white people overall, I'm not gonna lie, they don't be dressed that well. Unless they started assimilating into our culture a little bit more. I'm just being honest. What I think it was Steve Jobs just wears a fucking turtleneck. Yeah. Like literally that's
turtleneck and slacks and call it a day.
And then didn't even get like a real car until like way later, because he's like, okay, I have something that works. Why would I change it? Why would I get something super expensive? Like a lot of rappers nowadays, they get all this super stuff, but then they end up being broke because they spent it on the wrong stuff. You know what I mean? Of course, if you have extra funds, go do it. Nobody cares. But if you're using majority of your money to get that type of stuff, material things, and then you're not building your net worth, you're not building your assets, and you're having less liabilities and all that type of stuff, then what are you doing? And especially with the gun, murder, all that type of stuff. Like, bro, if there are people who literally talking about that all the time, and then they don't do it, but because of that music, there are other people who end up doing it and they getting shot. You remember what 21 Savage said? And he said something on Twitter, and he was like, "Yo, we gotta stop the violence." I remember the comments underneath Twitter. they was like, "Bro, you
it's
literally just said go murder this nigga." Like, bro, like that's that's hypocrisy.
Yeah,
and that's what I mean by hypocrisy and the controversy and the conflicting aspect of it. So I understand what Kanye said. I'm not turning my back on the culture, but he is to an extent of a lot of us are brainwashed, and something's got to happen with that.
So, I disagree with the first part that you said about what was it? We're focused more on foreigns than land. I would say this is a historical construct. That's where it comes in. So, in the beginning of time, when we were first given our freedom, the first thing we wanted was our land. Yeah, so we wanted something to call our own. And that has not changed throughout the years anyways, because we still want something to call our own, whether it be multiple houses, whether it be multiple homes, multiple incomes, we want something to call our own. So that's going to get done regardless. But I do feel like social media, not even social media, a social construct has changed as well. So it became from, we're trying to get our own land to, okay, we have a lot of land now, to now we're in the age where we have working cars, different designs and everything. And at some point in time, it became that we had to do all these things to become socially acceptable. Because I'm going to say it started way back when, when cars were first being invented, and it's like, oh, they have this new car. This car is nice. He's seen as the top guy. He's seen as someone that could be respected, somebody that could be valued because they have this vehicle or because they dress like this. And especially for women, I believe at that time as well, if I don't have a certain dress, I'm not going to be accepted in society. I will be looked down as like a bum, basically. So it all plays into, what society, historical construct, leading up till now, which is societal construct. So they both tie together in this aspect. So I would say nowadays people do believe that they need to have these things because technically, not even technically, but they won't be accepted in society if they don't have certain things. So
see, that's the problem though.
Yeah.
And I mean, to be honest, right? For me personally, I don't do a lot of that stuff.
I don't either.
I feel pretty accepted, not gonna lie. And even if it's not by like all these other people, like I know people do tell me like I do need to upgrade my dressing and stuff like that to a certain extent, and I do want to do that. But like if I don't have the money for it, I'm not spending the majority of my money on that stuff. It's just not happening.
It's different for people like us, Julian.
No, I know it's different for us because we use that as a way to be accepted, and we use that as a way to show our worth. But that's the mentality that has to be changed, because there are people, especially like quote unquote like nerd genius type people who don't dress like that, and they get their respect. Even in the black community and in the white communities and other marginalized communities and other higher echelon communities, because they show it through their whether their smarts or their work ethics and stuff like that. And also I know people who dress up super who be fly with it for real, and they're accepted in everything. So like it's a false thing that we have to get over. Like it's really not as big as we think it is, but it is at the same time.
It's 50-50 because all right, for us it's different. We're in an environment where, we are surrounded by people who are like middle class like us. You feel me? Whereas though it's other people with celebrity standards that are considered high class, where if they were to do something like that us regular people would do, it would not be seen as smart, or like people will literally look at them like, what are you doing? You don't belong here.
Example. Because I make sure I'm understanding what you're saying.
Okay. So, for instance, say, all right, I'm a broke college student, if y'all ain't know. Hey.
Same here.
Say this is all I have to wear to like an interview or somewhere, to work at a big company like Marvel, for instance. First impressions are everything. They're gonna look at my appearance off rip and be like, she doesn't belong here.
See, hold on, I think you're going a little bit left.
I am?
Because I'm not talking about that. I'm talking mainly like regular stuff. Because
I'm comparing high class to how society plays into who they're supposed to be. If they're like at the red carpet or somewhere, and
that's
they pull
deep.
up in somewhere like a Honda, society is gonna
I
look
get
at them
that.
differently.
That's totally good. What I'm talking about is more so on a lower aspect of, you don't have to, but you're choosing to spend your money on that. Mm-hmm. Money you already don't have like that. Mm-hmm. Instead of putting it into something else and getting that land.
I see what
and getting all that type of stuff.
I see what you're saying.
You see, like, because that's two different things. Because,
yeah.
Of course, you usually dress based off of, you dress and you have your stuff based off of, A, what you want. And B, what your money status is, how much excess funds that you have to just spend on yourself, because your money has gotten bigger.
Okay, but then
that's what I mean.
I agree, because we do a lot of things to try to, like, accommodate.
Impress would be the word.
Thank you.
It would be the word.
No, but that's the reality.
Yeah.
Even now in college, there are people who are cappers. They will cap for days. They will cap for weeks. They will cap for the rest of their lives, just to make it seem like there's somebody that they're better than everyone else here because they have these things, and they're not. So I believe
they just regular people like the rest of us, bro.
Yeah, invest more money into land. Absolutely, America is nothing but land. But don't abandon your culture. Don't abandon who you are.
Your medium. You have to find your medium.
Don't abandon who you are or who your people are. Yes, you might not agree with everything that they do, but they are also, this society is also open. I'm not going to say open, but they need the change, They need somebody to put a foot forward and be like, this is not what we're supposed to be doing as a people, as a community, as a culture. And people may laugh at that person at first or not take them as seriously, but if they're talking the right shit, they deserve to be heard, because it might be some shit that the whole community has been waiting for somebody to say, but any other person may be scared to say that,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. It's just, again, my main thing is just like, don't unnecessarily do things just because. Don't unnecessarily just do things. I just heard R2D2. I don't know what just happened. My roommate's upstairs. But don't unnecessarily do things just because of the culture, or quote unquote culture. That's what the status quo is. Especially when it comes to the murdering and like the gun violence and stuff like that. I saw a video the other day, rap video about shanking somebody. They literally made a dance for it that was like, I was like, ain't no way. They killed somebody in a I was like, bro, this is the like, is this really the culture? And then people are really dancing. It got taken down off of YouTube like
half of these
times. That's insane. Half of these
rappers are not even about what they rap. They just know that's what y'all want to hear. They know that if y'all hear this,
y'all edge them on.
Oh, it's basically like instigating. So if I know you want to fight this person, I'm going to keep egging you on. You're not going to do it.
Black people
you pussy.
Are born natural born instigators.
Like, you a bitch for real. But if you hear that in music and then you still say, like, man, this nigga really pissing me off. Like, and then here comes 21 Savage. Yeah, shoot him, kill him, ba da 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 da. you gonna be. I should shoot him. You know what? I should pull the trigger. I should kill him.
In that mind frame at that moment, and then you remember those lyrics or whatever. Then I don't blame you. I don't really even blame you at that point.
You know how people love what's that man named Young Boy?
Oh my gosh.
And the stuff that he raps about is crazy. And there are people who that is their God. That is their God.
I mean, people who I know ain't about nothing.
Okay.
Ain't about nothing.
Ain't about
shit. They don't even know what they talking about, bro.
You still need permission to leave the house. Relax.
You 10 years old talking about, yeah, boy, that shit, man. You already know you talking about me. Right. I be hearing people when they just regular freestyle. Mm-hmm. And they just be saying put a gun in, whatever. I mean, yeah, it's funny or whatever. It's that's what the culture. But I'm respectfully, I'm not gonna rap about that, bro. Mm-hmm. And then I feel like a lot of stuff deals with also the stranglehold that sex in general has had on us, culture, in terms of culturally of that's the end all be all is always going to be something that needs to be addressed. And that's not even just in Black culture. That's everywhere. That's specifically a lot in American culture. I feel like it's like that. It's everywhere. It definitely is everywhere. Mm-hmm. But I feel like American culture, I mean, we probably got the most. No, we might not. Don't. I was gonna say in terms of rape allegations and stuff like that. That's a worldwide thing. Yeah. It's really bad. And I know we know incest is something that's so terrible, but I guarantee you that happens a lot more than you really think it does. Alabama. You said what?
Sweet home.
Oh, Alabama. Yeah. That's the committed version. You know committed. Do you know committed?
Who's committed?
It's a men's group.
I know who you're talking about.
Yes, please. You know exactly.
Please.
Yeah. I'm coming home to you. Yeah. You know exactly what I'm talking about too, right?
Please.
You know what I'm talking about? Either way, I love commit. They fire. But a lot of things like sex really has a stranglehold on the world as a whole. Hence why God said, whatever, whether you're religious or not. Because it's not the fact of bro, you could do it overall, but it's it's the fact that you don't want to do it because of what comes with it and how it makes people, because of the reactions and everything that it has. Do what you do at the end of the day, though.
Soul ties are real.
Soul ties are definitely real.
Soul ties are real.
Soul ties are real.
And you never know how much a person is going through per se. And say this person is going through a deep depression, they're really going through it, okay?
They're gonna go back to their little boo boo.
So, and cause I've actually I've read about an instance where someone had sex with somebody, right? And they didn't know that person was depressed. They didn't know what that person was going through. They had sex with them, and then all of a sudden, they felt it plummeted, something in them plummeted where they were depressed, and then later on, they talking to that person and getting to know that person more, and they found out that they're depressed, and shit, that's probably why I've been feeling this way. I took the action of having sex with you and doing these things, thinking that this was a sacred space, thinking that this space, not saying that it wasn't sacred, but thinking everything is okay, and it's not. And my soul is now tied to yours, which is causing me to feel this way. So then you have to take that time to also break away and just heal your own soul and heal who you are as a person, which is probably why y'all see a lot of earthy girls, because shout out to them. I don't know a correct term for it, but shout out to y'all because y'all actually
spiritual people. Usually they're more so spiritual, because they be I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. I don't even say I'm religious anymore. I'm a man of faith. Mm-hmm. I don't. Not believe, but I'm not. Yeah, I think believe is I'm not a believer in religion in terms of the constructs and stuff. I'm just a man of faith and a man of God. Wherever God leads me, that's where I'll go.
That's how I think. So
yeah, because religion is stupid, especially with all the customs and all that type of stuff. Exactly. So that's again, it's a social construct.
Let me tell y'all something. This world is ruled by two things: race and religion. If they They literally...
White people did it. Shout out them.
What?
Shout out Europeans.
What?
Shout out Europeans.
Shout out, it's crazy.
Shout out Europeans, man. Y'all really fucked us up, man.
So the government already made races. So black, white, Hispanic, Latino, Asian. Latina, you know.
Beautiful Latina
versatility.
girls out there.
But they already made those. So say America overcomes race, right? We are not race, we are one as people. Next we have religion. Oh, I'm Muslim. Oh, I'm Christian. Oh, I don't believe in that. Oh, I don't believe in this. That causes another war within the community.
It's all one thing too. That's the craziest thing about it. It's all the same God. That's what pisses me off.
I say that we all worship the same God, just under different practices. But I was talking to somebody one time and they said it's not that simple.
They changed it too. Yeah,
a lot of things is not that simple anymore, and I understand what they mean because practices are different, but also how people just carry themselves is different too. So it's more than just, we all worship the same God, but under different practices. It's deeper than that. And I think with the study of all the religions and then truly understanding it and getting to the root, I feel like then there can be peace. Then there won't be
nobody gonna do all that work.
Barriers. Somebody who cares enough. I'm telling you, once this
as a whole,
once America understands that we are our races, but we are one. We are people.
It's not as black and white as we want it to be.
We are one. We are people. Once we get to that point, religion comes into the aspect, and that's going to be another world for itself.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what I have for that little culture thing. Also, again, one thing before we move on.
Uh-huh.
Culture does not always apply to every single person that culture is supposed to be for. Like black culture, although we say that, not everybody that's black is a part of black culture as well. Mm-hmm. Kanye said he's literally out of it. Also, there are multiple people who may even do things in like culture related, but that doesn't mean like they're totally a part of the culture or like just in general. Mm-hmm. Like it's just not what it is. That's not what it is overall.
Yeah.
Culture is very vast. And you can't generalize people. Like you literally can't. Like you can, but you can't. And that's all I'm gonna really say about that. But as we get into like one of our last topics, it's senior year for us. It's woo Jesus.
Ooh,
Jesus. Yeah. Oh, my voice is warming up. You see, like it's getting a little bit.
It's giving more runner track star now.
She's a runner, she's a track star. You know when it gets hard. But we're gonna do a senior year mental health check-in real quick because we got a lot going on. Y'all know college ain't easy, especially that last year.
It's probably the toughest.
So what's up? What's up, homie? What's goody? Like, what now we are now about to be in November. This episode will drop on October 31st. So it's actually gonna drop on Halloween.
Hey.
Maybe I should have done something Halloween related. I'm not doing that.
We should have wore costume.
I'm sorry, I'm not. But where are we now that we're in November and we graduate in spring 2023, May 21st, I think. 2023. So like how we feeling?
I'm not okay.
Oh,
like it's okay to not be okay. Mm-hmm. I'm working through it. I'm trying to dedicate more time to my mental and my spiritual and my physical health rather than giving everything to school. But it's hard because like we're at this point where okay, we need to figure out if we're going to graduate school. We need to figure out what graduate school we're going to. If we're not going to graduate school, we need to figure out where we're going to be in our career. What are we going to do? And it's also crazy and stressful, especially in the midst of, okay, now adulting is really hitting me. I have a car payment. I have bills to pay. I have other people I need to take care of. It's all really just rolling in, and it's like, it's hitting me at once. Honestly, I think last month I was in a really bad car accident. And that week leading up to the car accident was probably the worst week of my life.
Jesus.
Like, Monday I called out of work because I have vertigo, which is like a condition where it causes me to get dizzy, nauseous, basically gives me pregnancy symptoms without the pregnancy. So like it's really bad.
No babies.
No, hell no. I think Tuesday I was drained out of my mind. Wednesday my car window broke. Thursday my vertigo activated again. So then Friday it was like I was like, okay, I'm gonna have a good day. Like this has to be the day that everything goes good because I've had a terrible week. And I'm literally on my way to school driving, and this lady that has a U-Haul just jumps in front of me. It's like a big U-Haul, like not them little ones, the big ones. And like I'm beeping my horn, trying to get her attention, trying to get her to move, because like you're taking up the street. You can't do that. And so I'm hitting my brake. My brake is working, but like it's not fast enough to prevent what is about to happen. So like I literally messed up my back, my arm, my foot.
You look good now, though.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Because I was going through it. And then, like, I think that's what really did it for me. Because I went into a state of depression after that. I didn't really talk to anybody. I didn't really speak to anybody. Like,
she was a ghost.
I did. People wouldn't even see me in school. Like, all I did was cry and just, like, wonder why. Why am I still here?
Sometimes bad things don't happen for a reason. They just happen.
Yeah.
That's something that's a hard lesson to learn, especially when we all know that everything's connected, and it will come and connect eventually. I think it will, but overall, like sometimes it just things just happen,
And that's how it is, and it kind of like it reality checked the fuck out of me, because before then I was just like, I was really a person, I'm gonna fake it till I make it. Like, y'all don't need to know how I feel. Y'all just need to know that we got to do this. We got to get this assignment done. We have to get this done. I'm gonna keep kiki and laughing like I'm okay even though I'm not. And that gave me that reality check. Like, you can't be like that. You have to be a person. You have to feel. You have to be able to communicate your feelings and just know that it's okay to not be okay, and it's okay to be vulnerable in front of people, even when shit is going south, even when you're stressed and blown out of your mind. But also, I will say this, in those times of like adversities, you can really see who's there for you and who really has your back. So I'm grateful for everybody that has my back. Grateful for you, stupid. And
not stupid. Stupid dummy.
And everything. It's just, everything really set in for me, and it was scary, and I wasn't prepared. It's like I'm getting through it. I'm learning I'm an organizer, so I have to organize everything. So I'm organizing. I'm getting myself together. It's just I'm not okay, but I'm getting there. I'm getting to be okay. And it's a long process, but just a beautiful journey, because the light that comes after the rainbow. The light that comes after the dark.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. That's all I got. I forgot the light part of the word.
There's a land that we heard of once in a lullaby.
See, she can sing too. She's on the choir as well. Forgot to mention that.
It's okay.
But no, I thank you for your testimony.
Okay.
You know what I should have said? What's your name? Let's say your name real quick.
Hi, my name is Aliyah Blackman.
Hi, Aliyah. Hey, I love doing that because it's like
it's perfect. It's perfect.
I love doing that because it's so funny because it's like we gotta. I told you my main thing is laughter. It's laughter, dude. It's hilarious, but. I appreciate that. I'm not gonna lie. This semester's been something. Mm-hmm. I'm grateful. I am broke though. Like this is the first time that I've really been like broke, and it's a new thing. It's a new feeling of like, wow, like I'm really asking for money, like, or like I'm not eating as much, or like I'm not like I'm really. Like struggling in a way that I'm
a day.
I like doing, and this gonna tie to what we said later, but doing an unpaid internship, really really changes things for yourself, because it's like you either these are your only options when you have an unpaid internship, especially if you're doing it during school. I didn't mind outside of school, but again, I do other things like, you know, my music, podcasts, and all that type of stuff. So I need time to do that as well. But like if you're doing it during school, these are your only options. You either have school already, right? So now you have the unpaid internship, and there's a certain amount of hours you have to meet for that internship, right? On top of that, you're already in time constraint because you're probably in clubs and things of that nature. You still need time for friends and family and all that. So then, and where amidst all those four things are you finding a job to do, which is that fifth thing essentially, right? Plus whatever house responsibilities that you may have on and trying to get groceries or things of that nature. So imagine trying to fit all that stuff together, which is why it's important to get a paid internship. But at the same time, you need an unpaid internship sometimes in order to get a paid one, because they want you to have experience. And they're like, well, we don't know what you can do yet for real, so we're just going to have you in. And then they can promise you money at the end, but then again, it might not happen. So we're gonna touch on it. I'll circle back to it.
I got a real testimony.
But for me personally, it's been difficult trying to find ways to make money without being too hectic on my schedule already. I'm already tired as it is. Yeah. And my family and especially my friends know I be tired all the time, and I have a demeanor to where like even if like I'm not super tired, but like I'm tired to an extent, or like I'm thinking about something, it looks like I'm super stressed. Yes. Which I am stressed to an extent, but probably not as stressed as you think it is. Because my demeanor, my straight face is like this.
This boy has been stressed.
That's my straight face. Like, I don't like...
Sophomore year of college.
No, freshman.
Well, freshman, you kind of set yourself up.
How did I set myself up freshman year?
Because you overjoined so many organizations.
No,
I understand why. Well, a little bit. I understand why you did it, but...
I'm a versatile human being.
That's nothing wrong with that. And I love that for you. I love that for everyone who is like that. But you also have to learn how to say no. And like
I picked it up a little bit.
Choose you.
Amen. No, that's definitely one of the main things. And then kind of thinking about the next chapter of our lives. And what do we want that to look like overall? Again, going into internships and things of that nature. I'm looking for paid internships right now. I'm not tied down to options and stuff, just like a lot of other people shouldn't be. You are, especially if you're a senior. So all my seniors out there, you have options.
Shout out to y'all.
You really do have options, and
you matter.
You really do matter for real.
You're doing the damn thing.
So just make sure that you do your due diligence.
You said doo-doo. Sorry.
You make sure you do your due diligence, as I said it again, to make sure you just get the best opportunity for yourself. And then that, Aliyah, you should, talk about yours. Don't make it too long. We already at almost an hour 30. But, just...
I'm going to take my time, okay? Right. Let me tell y'all something. It is 2022 going into 2023. So I'm going to make this very known. There are internships that will offer to pay you without experience. You try your best to get those because you deserve to be paid for the work ethic that you put into a company, regardless. Now, if something happens and you have to take an unpaid internship, that's okay too. But I'm telling you to fight to be paid. This summer, I was a part of one internship where this lady asked me to help her promote her book. And I was like, cool. Like, I came up with a whole marketing plan and everything. She ignored me, never spoke to me again. Cool. If you didn't like my idea, that's all you had to say, sis. If I'm really being honest. But
they don't do that in the work world half the time. They either like it or they don't like it. And if they don't like it, they don't have to say anything. They should, but they don't have to.
Yeah, but at the same time, you didn't even keep up a professional standing point with somebody that was supposed to intern under you. So then I had a second internship. And when I got the second internship, I swear to God, like, it came into my life as a blessing. And I was so grateful. I just prayed. I cried. I was forever grateful. But then as time went on, the work that I did and what I got in return was bullcrap. It was, both of these were unpaid, okay? I was exploited, undervalued, overused, and just stressed out because I'm putting so much into a company that even after I told them I got into this car accident, they didn't check to see if I was okay. They checked to see if I was okay enough to return back to work. How are you checking to see if I'm okay enough to return back to work and you're not even paying me? That's crazy. Then it was so unorganized and just, it wasn't fair to me, somebody as a newcomer coming in, to have to organize all this stuff that you guys are doing or just have to speak out about it. And then not only that, but when it's time for me to speak to you guys or even have a meeting with you guys, you ditch me. I'm over here waiting for 2 hours for you to show up in a Zoom meeting that you forgot. You forgot about me. How do you forget about somebody that you want to leech into your company and to pour into your company and to make your company better? That's not a good feeling. And how is that supposed to make me feel confident in the field that I'm pursuing? So I will emphasize this because, you know, I failed to do this at my internship. Speak up and speak out. If they do not appreciate you, if they overwork you, undervalue you, any of that, you speak up or you speak out. And if it does not make a change, you leave. At the end of the day, they need you before you need them. Yes, you need those hours. When you leave respectfully. And make sure you leave a paper trail. I'm good for a paper trail.
Leave a paper trail. Please, dear God, leave a paper trail.
I don't care how many times they try to call you. Leave a paper trail. Emails add up. Text messages add up. Everything adds up. Leave a paper trail. That is important in this professional world because people will try to bullshit you. People will try to play with you. And if they try to get lawyers and attorneys involved, they will try to bullshit you too. Okay? A paper trail is everything. Know your worth in your work, know your worth in what you do, and know that you are valued. Know that you are honorable. Know that you are beautiful. Know that you are intelligent. Know that you are knowledgeable. And God would not put you in a position if he didn't believe it. And if you do not believe in, you know,
then
God,
the universe won't put you in a position.
Yeah, the universe, whoever you believe in, will put you in a position that you need to be, okay? Everything happens in divine timing, and everything happens the way it's supposed to be. So even if you're going through like anything bad, everything, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, okay?
Hallelujah.
Please.
Hallelujah.
Julia, please. But yeah, know your value in your work and know that you are worth it. Yeah. I don't care what these internships or these companies tell you. You are worth it. And if you work your butt off, you deserve to get a work butt off type pay or work butt off type reward. Especially if you are a person of color, they will try to play with you.
Even your own people will try to play you.
Company I was working for, all black. They played with me. Do not let anybody, don't settle. Do what you got to do because you deserve it. That you're worth it. And I already said that.
And again, when it comes to these type of things, that's where self-care comes into play, because it's not just self-care outside of it, but it's caring for yourself enough to know your worth, like you were saying, Aliyah. And also moving forward a little bit in terms of have fun while still getting things done.
Yes.
And make sure you're treated with respect, like you said as well, and that time management. Because you might have to juggle 3, 4, 5 things at the same time.
It's not easy.
And you, like me, having to do this on top of doing regular reporting, on top of being a producer for a podcast, on top of working for the radio station. I actually have to do another interview after this.
Oh, man.
That's one's only going to take like 10 minutes or so, and then I can get it done. I still have to make the questions for it.
Okay. You got this.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. No, totally fine. There's just multiple different things that you have to do in terms of time management. Like, you have to do what you need to do to get the result that you want, because the clock is ticking, especially if you're a senior. And even if you're a freshman, the clock is ticking. But it goes by quick, and you don't have to have a plan right away, but you need to be working towards something, finding a plan, or working towards finding what that goal is. And of course, that's going to change throughout your 4 years. And even as a senior, from one semester to the next, your whole goals can end up changing because of just that's how the world works sometimes. So you just have to, figure that out for yourself.
I want to make this known. College is a marathon. It is not a race.
Yeah, it's not a sprint, bro.
Mm-mm.
It's not a sprint.
It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. So please pace yourself. Take your time. Even if you have to take a gap semester or a gap year, whatever you got to do. Just know that everything is a marathon and everything, like I said previously, everything works out how it's supposed to.
Hallelujah.
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 Salvation and glory.
Hallelujah. Salvation and glory. Honor and power unto the Lord our God. Lord our God is mighty. Oh, Jesus. Hallelujah. All right. But one thing I do want to touch on quickly. Quickly. And then one more thing after that, and that's it.
Okay.
Do I want to? What? Okay, so in terms of relationships, right? Just slightly touch on it because I haven't talked about relationships in so long.
That's good.
I want to talk on this podcast.
I'm talking about that's good because a lot of podcasts center around relationships. So.
Yeah, I don't like to go on all the time, but I feel like I got a woman on right now. Let's talk about it. Because if it's two guys, it's like it's not the same type of vibe. Once I get 3 mics though,
it's over.
Yeah, niggas not ready for me, man. But in terms of relationships, right? Especially if you're in your senior year, where are we when it comes to what do you do with relationships and like moving forward if you don't know what you're gonna be doing with your life, right? Because in my predicament, I'm more so in if it happens, it happens, but at the same time, although I do like some different people and stuff in general, and I don't know if we are trying more than friends or not for different people, I'm not pressed to figure it out either.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, because I'm like, every time I think about it now, because I've in the past, like in high school, I was like, no, I'm gonna just do it anyway. Whereas now I'm in the point where I'm like, okay, it kind of happens, it happens. We maybe do stuff, whatever, hang out and stuff, but overall, I don't even know. I don't even know what I want. So so then I'm like, it's cool for real.
So I would say first find out what you want.
That's the thing.
Find out what you want. Some people go through like a self-evaluation of doing that. Some people may go date through different people to figure out, I like this quality, I don't like that quality, I like this, I don't like that. So first find out who you are and what you like and what you don't like. Secondly, I know what I like. I know what I like. Secondly, I would say you said if you don't know where you're going, right? Like you don't know where you're going.
Because in terms of
graduating,
I don't know where I'm gonna live, bro.
Yeah.
I want to go back home eventually. Not right away, because there's no point in me going back home right away if I don't have the necessary things to really make the change that I want to see.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what I'm like. I don't know.
I would say it really depends on how serious you and this person are, right?
That's true.
So,
not everybody want to come back to Milwaukee with me.
Say for instance, I'm dating somebody that lives in Houston, and we both are from here.
You funny.
Well, now I'm from here, they're from Houston or whatever. So
you're funny. Continue.
Anyways, you're throwing me off. So it's all about, aligning. If you care about the relationship enough, we need to sit down and have this conversation and realize what we're doing. And we can't beat around the bush. We can't hope for the best.
That's the thing, beating around the bush. I'm good at that.
See, no. You have to be very direct.
Yeah, and that's what I go to therapy for right now.
I love that.
Addressing conflict head on.
I love that.
And you would think that I'm really good at it because of who I am, but I'm just,
I feel
childhood
like
stuff.
A lot of people fall short with that. Thank you, thesaurus.
You just call me a human thesaurus?
Yeah.
I'm not a person to you?
I mean, yeah.
See, now you know how it feels for us guys when y'all just go off on some random tangent. Like, we didn't say that, but you decided to make it about that. It's fine. Just give me a taste of your
my
own
words,
medicine,
and I hate that.
Yeah, exactly.
But make
doesn't feel good, does it?
All right, Julian.
Doesn't feel good.
Oh, all right.
It's not with her specifically, but it's just in general. I'm sorry. Continue.
I would say that y'all need to have that talk, because if it's really serious, then y'all need to have that talk of y'all future and what y'all want to result to. What was another one that you had?
Also in terms of long distance, I don't think I'm a big fan of it right now. It has to be really the right one. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people be thinking they got the right one, but it's just one.
It's just one.
And you have to like, for you personally, what would be the requirements you'd have to do to do a long distance?
So for me, I would have to know first how that person treats me. So
you don't even know for real then?
I mean,
it's hard to tell.
Wait, what?
It's hard to tell. I'm sorry, it just is.
I mean, at the end of the day, no matter the distance, you can still be treated like a queen or a king, okay? Because the person who cares is going to put forth the effort to make sure that you know that they care. So, of course, I would have to like your personality first. If our personalities don't mesh, then we're not being together. Secondly, you need to treat me like the queen I am. And as a person, I'm supposed to treat you as the king that you are as well. Because at the end of the day, I feel like distance can work. It's going to be hard not feeling that person every day or not talking to that person every day. Well, not talking, but like y'all going to be talking. But it's just like not physically having them there. Of course, it's going to be hard. But
and then that's what we talked about earlier as well with that the sex culture and stuff like that. Because then your hormones get to...
Hormones get to hormoning.
So hormones be hormoning, especially with the culture as we see it. We see our friends doing it, and everybody else be like, "Damn, I want some action," all that type of stuff. Yeah. Next thing you know, you underneath some random woman, or for underneath some random man.
All and
then, no, I know, but that's listen. I'm not condoning it. I'm not giving them an excuse. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying that's what I've seen happen to some people.
Yeah, and that sucks because that's the way society builds it. But like, if you have a real, genuine, like, deep connection with somebody, all that shit is not gonna matter. You love them. Yeah, like, all that shit is not gonna matter. Like, society is emphasizing sex. Okay, well, I have this amazing person right here, and yes, we can't be around each other at the time, but I'd rather have this person than any other person in the world or risk losing them because of how I feel in the moment.
Yeah, no, I agree. And
so it takes a lot of emotional maturity, mental maturity. I'm not fully mature. I am mature. I just be joking around. I like to be childish sometimes. YOLO.
She's a child.
Look, we're here for a good time, not a long time. So I'm gonna have fun while I'm here. You just
contradicted everything you just said. You just contradicted every single thing.
I don't think that's contradicting, because I can still say I'm here for a good time, not a long time, and still treat the man that I'm dealing with like the king that he is.
She don't want a man. That's basically what she just said. She doesn't want a man. She doesn't want a man. She doesn't want a man.
Whoa. How did we even get there? Because that's nothing I just said.
I'm sorry. I'm just making things juicy for once.
Juicy. No. You want to go back and forth? Let's talk about how men undervalue women.
No, I'm not doing this right now.
All right.
No, we're not doing that.
So back to the topic at hand.
That's a whole nother thing that I'm just not doing. We're on this podcast. We're just not doing that. Because then women can undervalue men or treat men a certain different way as well. And because I'm really big on looking at both sides.
And
so I look at both sides.
And so do I.
And we're not doing this. So continuing
on.
As
I was saying,
I just wanted to talk about relationships a little bit for one time. Just whatever. I'm done with this convo.
It's all about genuine connection, deep level.
It really is, though.
And I emphasize this so bad. Communication is key. If you are not keeping it a stack with that person, if you're not keeping it constant,
keep it a $1.50.
If you do not maintain a stable communication, or at least express how you feel and make your intentions known with that person or any person at all, if you don't make it known, you're gonna fail, and you're gonna wonder why you constantly have failure in love or relationships with certain people, especially if you don't communicate how you feel. And then even if y'all communicate both ways, and they tell you, oh, I don't want the same things as you, that doesn't mean you could go off and try to change them or change their mind. Everybody is stuck in who they want to be and stuck in their own minds. Only two people that align can work. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
Ate that
All
up.
right. So I ain't got nothing to say on that. I've fallen short. I'm just gonna say it like that. I've definitely fallen short, even recently. So things happen. You just got to keep it pushing.
Just keep swimming.
But so one last question I have, and I've been asking this to every guest. So if you had one character that represents you or resembles you the most, who would it be? Wait, but they can't look like you though. So they can't be a black woman, right? You see now, because now it's starting to do it, because they can be from a movie, TV show, cartoon, theater, whatever, but it's somebody that relates to you on more so of a internal or like personal, or maybe just a specific thing that happened in your life. You're like, because it's an example. I was in this class, not even my class, but I was just stopping by it, and because I know some people in the English department, because I used to be an English major and stuff. So I'm talking to them and everything, and they're like, and the teacher was like, so his wife was like, basically going through something where like these people weren't listening and all that type of stuff, and she was like the one in the middle trying to figure out everything. And then she saw a movie, right? And the movie had that same type of plot or whatever like that. And but it was literally some random white European band or Dutch band or something like that. And then after the movie was over, she was like, that movie was about me. Granted, none of them people look anything like her.
Right.
But it was just like the whole thing of it felt like it was about her. For her specifically. And it doesn't have to be a movie. Again, it could be really anything. Like for me, I took an anime character. It's like one is Black Star because he's a loudmouth, right? You get it already. He wants to be center of attention, but at the same time, he cares about his friends a lot. He messes up a lot, but he always comes through in the end. And even if he loses once, he will come back and do it again. So that's, you see, like, for me, that correlates to me. He looks nothing like me. Man has blue, spiky hair and is a ninja. Like, he has none, like, we have no physical similarities, for real. I mean, I got my 8-pack,
Oh, my gosh.
But, like, other than that, like, we don't have many similarities from a, physical standpoint. So basically outside of Black culture, you know what I mean?
I would say I'm a really huge Disney fan, okay, guys? I would say probably Princess Jasmine and Ariel if they were rolled into one person. So both Jasmine and Ariel are underestimated. They are constantly told what they can't do, what they should do, and that, people, their lives are basically supposed to be made for them, and all they're supposed to do is just follow the track and course of what people tell them to do, and that's not right. And then eventually, Ariel finds a way to get out the water and to go be on land. And yes, she did it for a man, but take the man out of the process. She did it for herself to experience what it's like to be part of that world.
The man was really an excuse. I'm not gonna lie. I think it was like, if we really think about it, like, even though she didn't want to see him, she wanted to see the outside world.
Yeah.
Anyway. She literally was singing about it at the beginning. Well, first of all, Halle Bailey killed that shit, and she's going to kill it. She was filming that film for like fucking 3 years.
That's
bro.
what I'm saying.
We've been waiting forever.
Forever.
That's why I had millions of views on that Instagram reel. I was like, part of that world.
Hold it.
She killed that, man. But no, that's really good though.
And then Princess Jasmine. So I believe that we have very similar personality traits. So she's feisty. I'm feisty.
She's definitely feisty.
I'm feisty when I want to be.
I'm playing.
She's outspoken. She's courageous, and she's gonna fight for what's right.
What's that song?
I won't be silent.
All I know is I won't be speechless. I love that song. That was, like, especially the live action.
That was a really good one.
The live action one when everybody was still and she was walking. I was like, oh,
like, you better talk your shit, bro.
I I need to add that to. I think it's in my all. I have a playlist that's like my all favorites. So just so it's every genre of anything, just all in one big playlist. Because it'll go from like a gospel song to some random like get down song or something to like a musical to rap, and you know I got hella R&B in there. Yeah. You know I love me.
That's a dangerous R&B playlist. You never know what you're getting next.
Exactly, but sometimes I need it because I just like I like multiple different things, but usually 9 out of 10 I want to hear somebody sing. Yeah. So that's just what it is. Unless it's J. Cole, I gotta hear my boy J. Cole.
Her.
Continue. No, you good.
Yeah, she's just I remember watching her when I was younger, and just I never realized that some of her traits that I watched as a child grew into help me become the woman that I am today. So it's cool.
You know what? I just noticed this, and also another anime character I know. I just watch a lot of anime, but his name is Deku. Or you might know him as in My Hero Academia. Do you know that anime at all?
No, I've been trying to get more on the anime book.
Well, you know me and Mari, and we both do anime, so I don't understand why you can't. Okay,
I'm trying to finish Naruto.
That's fair. Where are you right now? Do you remember?
Season 6?
No. Where are you? What's happening? I don't know seasons. Because we don't do by seasons for most of the stuff.
Man. I haven't watched it in a minute.
Like earlier animes, like we don't remember seasons.
I'm still in the beginning. Like Sasuke got kidnapped and
he not kidnapped. Nigga ran away.
Okay, Sasuke. All right, at least you know where I'm at.
Yeah, nigga ran away.
But Sasuke ran away.
Okay, so you're right before the time skip. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. That's fine. Okay, but either way, there's this character. Basically, he had nothing. Mm-hmm. He's a crybaby. He's a bitch. He's the one who doesn't have any in a world full of people who always have quirks. Quirks are basically superpowers. Mm-hmm. He has none, and usually over like 90% of everybody. Like there's a small percentage of people who don't have any quirks at all. Mm-hmm. And he's one of those people. Mm-hmm. And he eventually gets this power, but he's such a fucking crybaby. But when he actually gets out of it, his body just be moving on his own to save people, and he'll hurt himself no matter what. Like he'll hurt himself. He will go out of his way. You know, he be stuck in his own world a lot, but like he will go out of his way to save somebody. He will break rules. He will do whatever he needs to do to go help someone. And as the story progresses, he becomes more of a hard ass because he's not crying. And like I remember, he literally would defeat a villain, be super injured, and be crying and as he's screaming, because it's like, bro, what's wrong with you? Stop crying. Stop being a bitch.
Stop crying. Why are you crying?
But that's just his character development, and eventually he doesn't cry anymore. He just gets really angry or really emotional in terms of he's feisty with it now, you know, like, and that's that's what really stuck out for me, and that's why I connect to him, because it's like he may cry and stuff like that, but he's getting older, he's getting more mature and stuff, and he's still gonna be him, but you can just see the slow development in it. But yeah, so that's really all I have for the podcast. We're about at almost 2 hours, so you have something else to say?
Just one last statement. You guys, so Julian here is an honorary member of Smooth, and yesterday was their Founders Day.
I am not an honorary member. I'm an honorary e-board member, if anything.
E-board member.
I am not an honorary member. I am a member. I was the president last year. Don't call me no honorary member. You better get your stuff correct.
Happy belated Founders Day.
Mari, she said Happy Founders Day. But you know, I appreciate it. Oh, and Justin too. He's also Smooth.
Yeah, Justin.
But thank you. I appreciate it. 1028. We were founded October 28, 2009. Incorporated August 20th, 2014. You already know we were founded 2009, and I am the 11th. I was 12th president of Strong Men Overcoming Obstacles Through Hard Work. We just inducted our 13th class on Thursday. So, you know, shout out to Smooth. Hey, Smooth. And then whoever else could say it when we say it. That's at the 152.40 mark. Let me mark that down. 152.40. You got that? You got that? 152.40.
You got that? You got that?
152.40.
152.40.
A Smooth. A Smooth. You got to mark it down for my notes. But yeah, I appreciate the shout out. If you're not in smooth, don't say, "Hey, smooth, fuck is you doing?" But but I appreciate it.
Jamal,
Aliyah.
don't pull out the 9.
Well, calm down, Jamal. Don't pull out the 9. But thank you so much for coming on the podcast, Aliyah.
Thanks for having me.
I really do appreciate it. Yeah, that's the episode. Where can they find you on?
You can find me on Instagram at lavish.leah_. Don't be shy. I'm a very nice person. Love to reach out and have great conversation with guys. Love you from infinity to infinity. Thank you.
Something like that.
Thank you for having me today.
All right. No last words. You good? You good?
You are great.
She's done. But
you are great. Know your worth. You are worth it. Don't let anybody underestimate you or undervalue you, and know that you are loved and that you are liked.
I am loved. I really am loved, and you are loved, and all y'all are loved. So
Bye.
Peace out. Until next time. Peace.
Peace.